Do you know we are in the middle of a loneliness epidemic? We are surrounded by so many people and connections, yet still feel so distant and even lost. Ironically, the church used to be a place people could find hope, but that's the last place people are looking. Recent research shows that about 3 in 10 U.S. adults, or 29%, are religious nones, N-O-N-E-S. This means they describe themselves as atheists or agnostics or nothing in particular when asked about their religious identity. And maybe that's you. But that leaves self-identified Christians making up 63% of the U.S. population, which is down from 75% a decade ago. So why are people leaving churches, and as a society, should we even care? Previous research has also looked at this decline and found a variety of potential reasons. These included the questioning of religious teachings, the dislike of church stances on social or political issues, or a dislike of religious organizations in general, a disbelief in God, and doubts of religious relevance, and of course the dislike of religious leaders. These may carry a lot of weight with you too, but is there more to the story? Well, it turns out that if we care about the mental and physical health of others, we should care about church decline. Current research shows strong evidence that Americans without regular religious attendance have more mental health problems and higher death rates than those connected within a religious community. My own life is evidence of this unique benefit. By sociological standards, I should have had mental health illnesses, a record of incarcerations, and regular abuse issues, but that's not the case. In 2020, Harvard published a study on the impact of regular religious service attendance as a possible social determinant of health. And after adjusting for variables, the study showed that women who attended religious services at least once per week had a 68% lower risk of death from various factors related to despair, or including heavy drinking and substance misuse, and even suicide, compared to those that never attended services at all. And men who attended services at least once per week had a 33% lower risk of death from despair. If someone told you that there was a medicine that could make you 30% to 70% healthier, would you consider it? We see similar results in Gallup's January 2022 research on personal life satisfaction in the U.S. There are 3 main attributes that seem to affect respondents' overall satisfaction. These were education level, annual household income, and religious service attendance. The easiest to change and or add, of course, being religious attendance. 67% of the Americans who attended religious services weekly reported being satisfied or very satisfied with their own lives. So what is it that religious attendance adds to one's life? The continued research pointed to several possible contributing factors for regular church attendees' increased well-being. These included the calming and positive influence of belief in a higher power, the positive impact of being part of a close-knit religious community that fosters friendships, the benefits of a sense of purpose and belief that life itself actually has purpose, and the positive impact of the structure and regularity of religious rituals on individuals' health. And of course, correlations between expressing gratitude and reduced anxiety, with expressing gratitude as a core component of many religions. So let's look at what makes a church community healthy in comparison to any other non-church community. The beauty of a church community is bigger than people coming together over a united devotion toward God. The church in its healthiest state meets each other's needs in times of difficulty, praises within times of celebration, and reminds you you are not alone in the in-between. And here is the largest distinction from any other group. They don't do it because of your goodness or how nice you are or what you can offer. It is solely dependent on the consistent love of their Creator, not the inconsistent love or ability of individuals. This is why the church exists, to be a community that reminds others that God is still with them. You're not alone. So the next question would then be, what does a healthy church community actually look like? Well, this is a great question. There are so many different churches out there, so how can we tell if it's really healthy or not? Well, and there's a lot of different standards. So let me say this. Are they living out a standard that is above them and keeps them accountable to do the right things even when it's tough? That would be loving God and His standards. And if that question is yes, then the next question rises. Do they love others? Others inside the church, others outside the church, others that don't look the same, live the same, and perhaps even believe the same. Do they still love them? So let me be clear. This is a bigger love than what you and I often think. This love is defined by God Himself, not man, which means it's a love that is just as consistent through our wandering and distant years as much as it is during our devoted and committed years. No church is perfect, But there are some that show this kind of love better than others. And that leads to a very important question. Where do you find yourself on this? You might be feeling incredible loneliness right now. You might have given up on church, but not forgotten the possibility that God is still near. Maybe it's neither of those. Maybe life just got busier and faith and community took a back seat. Or worse, maybe a church pushed you away, maybe even hurt you. And I'm sorry it doesn't quite heal those wounds, but I need to say I am sorry nonetheless. But listen, the biblical Jesus is far more patient with us than people are, far more concerned for others than some of his churches are. We need each other to run alongside one another in this world when this race of life gets difficult. Do you have people cheering you on to not give up? To keep pursuing a love and a purpose that has never given up on you? Do you have a community that loves you toward not just mental health, but also spiritual and soul health as well? Are you in a healthy church community right now? If so, that's great. But if you aren't, are you interested in learning more? You can visit us at hopechurchmemphis.com to continue exploring and ask more questions. You'll be able to learn more about our mission to engage our unchurched neighbors of every age and ethnicity to experience Jesus. If you're in the Memphis area, we encourage you to come visit us in person. You can also connect with us online to view one of our worship hours to even see if we'd be a good fit for you. And if you aren't in Memphis, please feel free to still reach out to us. Maybe we can try and help you find a church in your community. Thank you for exploring this issue with us. Share it if you think someone else might need to hear it. But above all else, remember, hope is never too far away from you.